spanking for skipping. Michael should have known better than listen to the older kids. They came up with the idea of doing a skip day. Then they would send out that would get him out of getting in trouble. Michael didn't think about what school contacted mom immediately when Michael did not show up, and then told mom that the note was allowed to skip was signed. Not only was mom furious with Michael for so furious about the forgery. When Michael walked in the house all happily, thinking he had gotten away with something, his mother was standing right there with the hairbrush, tapping it in her right hand and saying, "If you think you're going to get away with this, you're not going anywhere but over my knee, and you're sadly mistaken, and you better start talking." "Mom, what are you talking about?" Michael says, as he was looking at her, trying not to look directly in her face. "So you're going to compound things by lying to me and everything else. You're getting in trouble. You want me to find a good this time? I mean, you're really going to get it this time." "No, Mom, I would just listen to the older boys. And so if the older boys told you to jump off the bridge, you would also? If you jumped off the bridge and died, you would have left your mommy very lonely without you. Is that what you wanted?" "No, Mom, it wasn't like that, I promise." "But you listened to them in skipping school and forging my signature, didn't you?" "But Mom, there are no buts, young man, besides your own. That's going to be bare and very hurting in a few minutes. Come on, Mom, I don't think we need to go this far with this. You skipped school, you forged my name on the note, and you came home and tried to lie about it. You're lucky I'm not using my hairbrush on you. You're lucky your father's not right here right now. But Mom." Mom goes over to Michael and starts to tug at his ear, pulls him toward the couch. She starts to undress him by taking off his belt. Once that is loosened, she starts to pull down his zipper and pull down the pants down to his ankles. "Please, Mom, let's talk this over." As Michael is trying to tug away and pull away from his mother, Michael had enough of talking as she starts to tug at his underwear and starts to pull it down below his bottom pattern as the day he was born. "Michael, you left me no choice. But the paddle you're going to get right now, really, I work. Mike, you left me no choice, but the paddle you're going to get right now, I worked really hard for you to start skipping school and making mistakes in your life, and now you're forging my signature, and now you're trying to lie that, oh, you're going to get the paddling of your long life, and I promise you that." As Mom starts to take him over his lap, she holds him down in position and hoists a breath above him and brings it down hard and fast across his bottom, 25 times on each cheek. Put the script back up. "Oh, Mommy, I'm really sorry. Please don't. I'm hurting. Please don't." As Michael continued to lay there really wailing, Mom was not done yet. Mom takes a minute to breathe, takes a breath, and says, "Michael, you ought to know better. School is very important. You also know that right from wrong. And forging my name is not. I'm going to teach you that right now." Mom continues to paddle Michael's bottom 25 times on each cheek, making sure he understands each and every offense. Michael continues to bawl now as Mom has left him in a crying state. Pulls back her hand, paddles Michael's bottom, but each cheek leaving him heaping crying. Once again, Mom takes a breath, the last Michael, the last 25 I'm going to give you is to teach this lesson once and for all, because if I have to come back and restruct, then it's going to be all over for you. Do you understand me? Yes, Mom. I want you to stay here. I want you to take these last 25, and I want you to understand each one of them, how important this lesson is. I love you, Michael. Please understand. I do this because I want you to make sure you understand right from wrong. What you did today was wrong. I want you to get dressed now. I want you to think about what you've done, and you're never going to do this again.
Thank you, folks, for starting for this one. I'll go ahead and start another. I always like this one, to be honest. Let me see if we can. Let's see.
Is there anyone present who knows of any reason why this sentence should not be carried out? Fine.
And a good evening, everybody. This is June the 6th, heading to June the 7th. And we're going to have a very special episode of this evening. I want to say thank you to everyone who does watch the podcast and continues to select, including the one that has over 1,200 views right now that was done on December 1st. Of 2021 when I did with Miss Jen at her place. Also, we've had a couple other ones that have come in very strong. I'm about to reach 10,000 views on this podcast, and when I started this in the pandemic, I never knew that something like this would be. With that said, I want to thank everybody. First of all, you can get in touch with me on Twitter under @316Spanky. I do post a lot of my pictures there. You can go to FetLife, which is actually a free account. That's FETLIFE. Make a username and then find me under field. If you want to contact me under Facebook, you can do that by going under Dickie Moore. Or you can find me under Spanky Garfield, and I do some stuff on there also. Tonight's episode is going to be a very interesting one, because Miss Wiggles and I have been doing a few different ones, and she's not yet comfortable doing the actual role play in it. Some people can read off role play, and some people would be better off just to ad-lib. And so I'm not going to push her over the edge with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a point of view spanking of Michael sitting in his room, waiting for his mother to come in and spank him. And this is going to be the one I need help with the most. We've done it a couple times. I don't think it's been done nearly well enough. One where I destroyed and totally took out my mom's bank account. So pretty much I stole the money that was in there. This happened when I was 30 years old-ish, in my 30s, so maybe even 40s. So again, it was something that's been nagging me up into her death, and I wish I could have talked to her more about it. Even my last visit with her, she still had that negative, well, if you didn't take that money from me at that time, I would have more money to give to you kind of thing. And she's always held it over to me to her death. And one more day with her to tell her how much I'm sorry. I couldn't do much the day she called. And she didn't yell a lot. She was probably so disappointed, so hurt that I did that to her, that she just kind of sat there and just, told me how she felt without yelling and screaming. So again, this is going to be hopefully a harsher spanking than normal. I'm going to explain what the situation is and what we need to do, and how important it is for her to really put her 100% oomph into it. And she has been one pictures. She has been very, and she might be a nice one to get me over that 10,000 views and the right spanking to do it. So we're going to take you to the point of view spanking, and that is going to be for our next episode. Thank everyone for listening in to get me over 10,000. Again, I tip my hat to you. I lower my underwear to you and bare my bottom to you and say my pleasure. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. My point of view spanking. Michael got off the plane in Spokane, Washington. He got his luggage and met his brother at the gate and gave him a hug. As they drove to the hotel where he's going to be staying at, says, well, Mom is staying right over there, so you'll be able to basically go see Mom anytime you want. And if you need me to pick that for you also. My brother was really nice in getting me the hotel room that weekend. As Mom was getting sicker, we wanted me to have one good weekend with her or get a chance again. As her seal, Michael sat and pondered in the hotel room what never was. As Michael surprised Mom with the visit, Mom was upset that Peter had over-exaggerated Mom's health problems and got Michael here as an emergency weekend, because usually his job on him for the weekends. As Mom gave Michael a hug, she noticed Michael wasn't looking himself. Mom says, I've known you for many years, Michael. What is wrong with you? There's nothing wrong, Mom. Mom says, why don't you sit down and tell me about it? Do you want a drink or something? As Michael got a drink out of the fridge, he sat down. As Mom looked at him and says, really? That bad? What's wrong? Come on. Michael sat and said, Mom, I'm really sorry about that whole money situation. Mom stopped him at mid apologization and said, Michael, I am too. After all these years, all the money I've ever given to you, and if I did, there's always a reason when I couldn't. But what you did was wrong. It was illegal. I probably had you arrested if you were my son. So what you did was you stole money from me from the bank. I can understand if you needed it for rent. It was emergency. Yes, I gave you permission to do it once. But Michael, you want me to pull out the receipt and show you how many different times you went to the bank and asked for a withdrawal? As palpitating more than said, if that's what you want to talk about, just stop, please. We're here to have a good time. I think that's what your brother meant for this to happen. We're not going to sit here and argue. I'm not going to sit here. Michael, I don't want to hear another word. Disappointed in you. I've told you I spoke my piece. But Mom, you're going to hold it again until you die. Well, don't you think I have the right set, Michael? Don't you understand? I wanted to talk to you. You don't have the money to pay me. You're going to say you're going to pay me back? I'll never see that before I die. When have you ever saved $1 in your life? I was hoping maybe there's another way that you can with this. Oh, what did you have in mind? You didn't get $600-700, did you, to pay me back? No. Well, what are you supposed to do, Mike? You're not 10 years old. What am I supposed to do? Put you across my lap and spank you? Michael? Mom, I really feel bad that what I did and how much it's hurting our relationship to the end. And how mad you are at me. Michael, you're and I knew that paperwork I threw out. And honestly, I was hoping that was it. We can get rid of it. That would be great. Mom, it's not all about that. Michael, tell me what's going on, please. I don't have much more to live. And I don't mean that to be funny or dishonest. I'm being truthful with you. It's not about one thing or the other for me. It's more about discipline and punishment. And I didn't think, Dad punished me. I think he punished me that one time, and I was like, all you can do for me? Michael, you weren't that a bad boy. I know there's certain things you did wrong. You need to stop this nonsense, Mom. I did rob you. Really bad. About No, you feel really bad as I call you. And Michael, I just think it would help me feel better. Go to my room, sit on the bed, and wait for me. I need to take a few minutes to think about this. and heads to his mother's room and sits on her bed. As he looks around, his mother comes in and says, if I should be proud of you or just, I don't get it. Go grab that hairbrush that's on my table over there. So how do you fathom me doing this to you, Michael? Lay over to bed, and if you think that's going to be easier because you don't want to hurt you or anything, you're not going to hurt me, Michael. Yeah, I could put a chair right beside you, and you can lay across the bed, and that's fine. Could you bear my bottom too, Michael? I just don't think it's going to hurt really over my pants, and I want you to feel better, almost like punishment fits the crime. Yeah, you didn't want to report me to the police, but I'm sure deep down inside you want to be madder about this, and I'd rather you get it off your chest and we can hug or cry afterwards, and hopefully this is all done. I don't want you dying and feeling this way about me anymore. So be it, Michael. Go ahead and get yourself ready over to bed. Michael, you ready? Mom, I'm ready. Mom, I'm ready.
Your butt is red, babe.
Try to do like another really hard, yeah.
Lemon red.
Well, folks, thank you so much for being here this evening. We have posted 2 of our excellent shows. Please go ahead and like and subscribe, and hopefully I could be on at a different time and continue posting our podcast as they come along. Thank you so much, folks, and have a great rest of your evening.